Yes. So today I wanted to kind of encourage you, and just kind of let you know that like it's okay to take that step that you either want to take or you need to take to go and really change your life. So when I was first starting my business, I was really, really, really unconfident in myself. I was unconfident in my ability to get clients, unconfident in my ability to do the work, unconfident of like even if I could really start a business. And it came from like I had tried a lot of different types of online businesses. Like I tried like e-commerce, I tried like doing like social media management, I tried doing like web designs, online fitness coaching. I tried so many different things that didn't work when I first got started. And every time that you either like fail in life or maybe something doesn't go exactly according to plan, it's very easy for those kind of like losses to really stick with you and just kind of like discourage you. So like, excuse me, the next time you think about trying something, it's like, oh, I can't do this because like in the past I tried that and it didn't work, or you know, I'm not good at sales or I'm not good at marketing, and all these different things cause us to have. It's like a mixture of like scar tissue, as well as like it's like a weight that kind of like weighs us down that stops us from moving forward towards taking new opportunities, right? And I see this all the time, especially like when people are like either thinking about starting their accounting firm, or if they're like maybe they're just trying to grow, and it's just like there's all these like micro failures that weigh you down and that's cause you to slow down from taking the precise action you need to in order to grow your business, whether that's doing a different style of marketing, whether that's investing like in a mentorship program, whether that's going out and reaching out to the right business owner, or maybe a business owner says, hey, I want to work with you, and then like maybe we kind of get a little bit nervous and we don't reach out to them. That happened to me a lot when I was starting out. Like I had a number of business owners that were like, hey man, I'm looking for your services, and then I was like, I don't know if I can work with a business of this size, or what if I do make mistakes and then they're let down, they hate me forever, you know. Or another example, I'd be like, I wouldn't work with people that I knew, or like people I was friends with, because I was like, well, what happens if I mess up the books? Now we're no longer friends. And like I had all these different insecurities that were kind of like stopping me from being able to go and reach my goals. And it really starts by number one, taking smaller and smaller actions to kind of build some momentum. So when I say smaller and smaller actions, this is like maybe in your personal life, like keeping promises that you say to yourself, keeping promises you say to other people, putting in the time watching like videos like this to actually go and like learn this stuff. That's taking good notes. That if you go and like maybe you schedule a call with someone, show up to that call, right? Whether it's something you're buying or something you're selling. Maybe it's coming to these calls very prepared. So like if the business owner has like a website, go watch through the website. They have like videos on the website about who they are and how they like work. Watch all those videos, right? And just like do the stuff that you need to do, so that when the opportunity actually shows up right in front of you, you're able to take advantage of the opportunity as best as possible. Because even if you're not confident, if you are prepared, that preparedness will actually overcome your lack of confidence. Because rather than trying to boost yourself up that you are confident even though maybe you aren't confident, instead what's going to show is like, okay, you might be nervous but you're saying the right things because you know exactly what you're supposed to be saying, right? That's the key difference that I kind of noticed with overcoming fear. It's you overcome fear by having logical proof. So whether that's your fear, whether that's a potential client's fear, whether it's maybe you have like a child at home that's afraid of the dark, right? It's like really about just providing like the logical proof to overcome the emotions. Because the thing with emotions and like lack of confidence is actually like an emotional kind of symptom of fear, right? It's But the thing with fear and like the thing with emotions is that if you can resist the certain emotions or sit in the emotions, so you can either resist emotions, like sometimes they'll build up for certain people, sometimes they'll be let go. For certain people, you have to kind of sit in that emotion, so sit in that fear for a couple minutes, then your body acclimates to the fear and you're no longer like as impacted by it, right? So you have to kind of know whether you're like a fighter when it comes to emotions, or if you're just kind of like a chill, relax, it'll go away kind of thing as you kind of accept it, right? But either way, it's going to be moving very, very quickly, whether it's a 3 minute, 5 minute, or 10 minute burst. Now you might say, well, Bryce, every time I think about like selling a client, I get nervous. Okay, but that nervousness is not a constant nervousness. It's like the restart of a flare up of emotions that if you can just wait or sit in it long enough, it will disappear. So you have to learn how to either control your sympathetic nervous system, or you have to just really just be comfortable with that emotion. So I'll give an example. So sometimes I do like these different competitions from like this salsa dancing and stuff like that, right? And I was talking to, I said no, the person who was like the director of the team was basically giving a conversation to people saying like, yeah, people get scared before these things, you can potentially black out, and then like, you'll be in panic mode and blah 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 blah. And it didn't really register for me like, because I mean, I was like, well, we've already done this year 10 different performances at different like states in the United States, so why are people still nervous about it? Even the director said he blacks out before he goes on. And it was kind of interesting because he was kind of telling people like, it was almost like, it was not like fear mongering in a sense, but I could see a lot of the people were getting more and more nervous as the event went on, right? Rather than just kind of remembering, hey, we do this thing like 10 times per week. You guys have had 8 months of doing the same thing, not to mention you already performed it 10 times. That means more than one time a month you've done it in front of like a live audience of strangers or people that you knew. So why would now be any different? Why would you all of a sudden forget the same routine you've been doing for the last 8 months? And it comes down to the fear, or at least not knowing how to manage fear, right? So for me, I'm very good at like coming back to center. You can feel a little bit of fear, you can feel this, but then come back to center, right? And I've developed that from number one, having to do like this public speaking stuff. Like I do like live videos in my Facebook group, and those used to be very overwhelming and scary, right? But you just gotta do it. Like you do it while you're scared, you do the stuff while you're scared, and then the fear goes away because you get distracted. Now it's rather than the fear like being, oh, I can't do this, I can't do this. Like, no, I'm doing this, no, I'm doing this. You just have to keep going, right? Keep putting one foot in front of the other. But yeah, you develop this stuff over hours and years of practice. And once you have it, then like growing your business does become very, very simple, right? I can do sales calls in person. I can do sales calls online. I can do sales calls if Zoom is not working. I have to call the person. I can do a text consultation call. I can give a consultation call by answering questions in a Google document. It doesn't matter. Like it really does not matter. But it comes from just being able to really learn yourself, learn these emotions, and taking the steps that you need to do. Like, okay, you could be nervous about doing, let's say, this performance thing. But what are you gonna do? Just stop and just like not do it, or like, maybe like you're in the middle of it and you just stop? No, you make a mistake, you keep going. It might not be perfect, but you just keep moving. And remember, not everything has to be perfect in life. Oftentimes, just take the small wins you can to keep building that confidence. So, okay, so for rather than people feeling scared, this is what my thought process is every time. Okay, so we've done this thing before we did our first forms. We've done this 100 times. Okay, so I've done this thing 100 times. So I should probably know it. Okay. When you do anything 100 times, you probably know it. The same thing 100 times, yeah, you definitely are familiar with it. Number two, okay, if you're nervous about seeing the people in the audience, just don't look at the people in the audience. Just look straight at, like, if you're dancing with a partner, you dance with that. Or if not, you just kind of like, you look but you don't see. Or you look up at the sky, right? The people aren't a million feet tall. Next thing, depressurize it. What is the worst thing that's gonna happen? Okay, so worst thing could happen is you mess up, or let's say you fall. Okay, well then what happens when you fall? You get up. Okay, and then what else could happen? Well, people would laugh at you. Okay, and then what happens after that? The song's over in 2 minutes, and then you're going to go. Okay, and what happens after that? Well, nothing, because you may never see these people in the audience again. Okay, and then what happens after that? Nothing really. Right? So it's like you just keep like taking that step back. Like, what is the overall picture? Just keep reminding yourself of the bigger picture. And then when you know that like maybe there's nothing at stake in your life, or if there is something at stake in your life, just keep zooming out on the time scale and the time frame of life to where, hey, everything eventually is going to work out for you if you do the right things in order. If you face all of your fears, and even if you don't win every single time, but you just keep making a habit of going out and trying and facing that fear, you're definitely going to overcome it, and you're definitely going to put yourself in the right positions. Because what a lot of people don't understand too is like, just because you feel fear does not mean it's the wrong thing. Oftentimes in life, like, we know that the right thing is oftentimes the scary thing. Like, think about it. If you think about the people that like traveled, from Europe to America for the first time, do you really think that they were fully confident that they could actually go? No. They knew a little bit, which is like, hey, the map shows this direction. I know how to sail. I know how to do this. I'm just going to go in this direction until I find something. Right? But all of human history and all of human advancement is about seeing that fear, facing that fear, believing in your skill set, taking one step after another, and taking massive action to go and do it. That's all it says. That's all it says, right? So if you feel fear, you're probably moving in the right direction. I would advise you going and moving forward and keep doing, keep going, keep trying. Okay? Remember, no matter what you try, life is long. You're never like making the last decision of your life. Okay? So I'll talk to you soon. Also, if you want some help growing your business, like maybe you've been thinking about trying to grow the business, or maybe you haven't started yet, but you're thinking like, hey, I want someone to help me. Like, I know if I have like a really proven roadmap and I could go like step by step, I'd be able to go reach my goals. If you feel that that could be helpful for you, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, to book a call with myself to see if I can help you inside of our mentorship program, okay? I'd love to see if I can help you. I'd love to help you overcome your fear. I'd love to make sure that you can actually go and reach the life that you want. So if that's you, I'd love to meet you on the call. I'll talk to you soon. Have a good one.